What is going on, guys? It's Aaron with Lansing Lawn Service. Welcome back to another lawn care lessons from the ER story. Today's story is about almost getting puked on right in my face. If you guys are enjoying these videos, please hit that thumbs up button. It really helps me gauge on how much you guys like the video. Obviously, it's the like button. So let's get into the story. So on this day, I was working the afternoon shift in the ER, and I actually had a student with me. That's part of what we did in the hospital in general. Was we were a training hospital, so we always had students around, and this particular student had to get a certain amount of blood draws to complete the phlebotomy program. So we were going around doing draws, and I was letting the student do most of the draws that she felt comfortable with. You don't ever want to push a patient past what she's comfortable with, or him, but you do want to push them a little bit because they have to get good. And so on this particular day, I decided the student had been with me for about 3 weeks or so. It was time to kind of send her off on her own draw for once, and kind of, you know how it is. You don't want someone always looking over your shoulder. It's hard to build confidence that way. So I sent her off to do a draw on her own, and my trainers did that for me. I did that with other students once I felt comfortable with that. Some I never did because I didn't feel comfortable with it. So this student was really good at drawing blood. I sent her off to do it. She comes back 5 minutes later, says the patient is puking. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll wait another 5 minutes or so. We waited, we went back, checked, the patient is still puking. So I said, well, we'll wait for a little bit longer. We waited about 2 more minutes, and over the intercom, they announced that there's a priority 1 coming in about 5 minutes. That usually means that it's something serious, like a heart attack, or drug overdose, something. It's a priority. They go into the biggest room in the ER. There's about 6 or 8 nurses in there, 2 doctors usually, and a lab person. And so I have to be there for that. You have to, you drop everything. So I said, we have to get this girl's blood drawn, or else, it's not going to be done for like 20 minutes, because sometimes those priority 1s can take a long time. So I decided, we got to go get this blood. And I brought the student with me, and we went in there. This girl is sitting up on the bed. She's sitting up with the puke bucket between her legs, kind of like Indian style almost. She's leaning over the bucket, and she is just hurling. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I got to draw your blood, ma'am. And so she just sticks out her arm and keeps puking. And I was like, I'm serious, like this far from her head. My head was this far from her head. And she's just yakking. I mean, it's awful. And I just had to get in there and just do it. And the student, after I was done and I got all the blood, the student was like, I don't know how you just got through that. I couldn't do that. I would have thrown up. I'm like, you just have to push through that. You have to ignore it. You have to push that out of your mind. You have to get the job done because there's something more important coming. So I pushed through. I mean, I was afraid this girl was going to puke on me. So, it was bad, and it stunk. You know how puke stinks. It was just bad. And that was a lesson for this student that hopefully would go on to work in the hospital, was that sometimes you just got to push through. You got to push through the puke. And it's the same way in lawn care, guys. Sometimes you just have to push through. Like this year, it's been a grind for me. I wanted to hire an employee this spring. It just didn't work out. And I've just been grinding all year. I know a lot of other guys are grinding through too right now. Like I know some guys in Ohio, Solo Cuts Landscaping. It's dry right now for him. And you just got to push through it. And it sucks. It sucks and it stinks. but sometimes you just have to push through and get it done. If you guys are enjoying the lawn care lessons from the ER stories, click on this playlist right up here. That's where all the other ER stories are. And I will see you in the next video.